Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. What's going on, y'all? You already know what time it is. It is Mo Sports TV, and I'm with the gang, Matt Chi and Big Ed.
Yes, sir. Yes,
And
sir.
that's a first. But yeah, we are here. We are here to talk some
ball
some conference finals ball. We're here to talk some boxing.
and a little bit of MLB
A
baseball.
little
to top
something.
it off.
Yeah.
You already know. You already know the Mets and Yankees are back in town. The boys are feeling themselves. You know, as soon as the Knicks died, the Yankees and Mets rose back from the dead. So you love to see it from a New York perspective. But anyways, NBA conference finals going on right now. Tonight, massive game. Lakers Nuggets, right? Lakers facing elimination now, down 3-0. How do we feel about this? Like, what
Lakers
have
are
the
chips.
Yeah, what have the Lakers done to put themselves in this position, bro? Break out the brooms? Nugs by 24. I have a good guess who that is. Yeah, it's embarrassing out here, honestly. I mean, you're just seeing the depth of Denver now come to haunt the Lakers. I mean, they are just 15 deep in terms of how many players they have. It's ridiculous. Bruce Brown getting it done for them, exposing D'Angelo Russell. I mean, that traffic cone meme was crazy, bro. That
terrible.
was crazy.
He might be the most consistent person that's terrible.
The most consistently bad person.
Terrible
like-
person.
Yeah.
That's
He
the only thing he's
consistently stinks.
consistent at, bro. He's
Okay.
horrible, man.
The Lakers already packed for the islands. They're out of there. D'Lo's exposing himself. I mean, yeah, we already knew who he was, though, right? Like, anybody guessing that D'Angelo Russell would come and have a crazy good defensive series is just, that's not somebody you want to be around. That's all I'm going to say. Who thought that he was going to come in here and be, you know, that type of guy to stop the other side? That's not him.
Well,
AD sucks too. He's terrible. He's inconsistent too.
It's
That's what they
embarrassing.
need.
He's embarrassing, truthfully. Like, his level of dog in him is embarrassing.
Yeah, he doesn't have
stinks.
any.
Negative.
Who?
Negative dog in him. AD.
AD.
Fool's
I mean,
gold. That's fool's gold, man.
AD. Like when AD's locked in, AD's locked in. But like, when is he ever locked in? You
You
know,
see
and
flashes,
that's the point with AD, man. He just be on some bullshit at all times, bro.
All we ever see is flashes from Anthony Davis. And
Yep.
it's never actually anything of substance in the end. It's incredible how just he always comes out with these plays. He'll have little spurts, and then next thing you know, he's on the ground again.
So it's 3-0.
3 zilch.
Do we see any of these series going past game 4? Or is it 2 sweeps?
Would this be the first time in history this happened?
What, both conference finals get sweeps? I would probably say so. You would think.
After 2 of those second rounds go to game 7, sweeps in the
that's
next
crazy.
round. Like, that's pretty, yeah, that's definitely wicked. I don't know. Yes, would. Ooh, I don't know. I mean, it's just that these teams are marginally better, you know, than both Boston and now the Lakers. I didn't think it was this bad.
I don't think Boston.
I think Boston is really more given up than bad. They're just not mentally there. I feel like they're checked out in my opinion. And Missoula, he's not lying. Like, these guys, I lost the locker room. Like, that's a fact.
Yeah.
Missoula did lose the locker room, and you can tell that these guys are just having a lackluster effort out there. They don't care. And I mean, I guess that's what the Heat are good at doing, man, is like mentally checking you out, because Julius Randle is mentally checked out.
Yep.
You know? Now Jaylen Brown and Jason Tatum are mentally checked out.
Yeah, it's embarrassing. It really
I think
is.
Jimmy just gets in these guys' heads, and the Heat, it's hard to lose when you're making 53% from the fucking 3.
Yeah.
Right? The Heat are on absolute fire. They're on fire. They're on fire.
Part of it has to do with their
Strus
team.
is on fire. Martin's on fire. Robinson even is on fire. Love is making everything. Everybody's making everything.
Their team chemistry is through the roof, and that's going to help a lot in the end. And I mean, as soon as you saw Boston double team Jimmy Butler, you already knew what was going to come off of that. That was an instant drive and kick scenario every single time. And Gabe Vincent, Caleb Martin were making it.
Oh my
happen.
God. And I even say Gabe
happen.
Vincent.
Yeah, that was really.
That's just terrible coaching. They shouldn't even be doubling Jimmy. Tatum should just be on Jimmy the whole time.
Comparing two losers in the Lakers and Boston. I mean, what do either of these teams have to do if they want to even chance to scratch or claw at coming back in one of these series?
Man, listen, none of them are coming back. I would say for the Celtics, they just need to lock in, and they're not going to lock in. It's over. I think, man, literally, I think this offseason is going to be actually crazy. Yeah, low key, there's a lot of teams that want to blow their shit up. There's a lot of teams this offseason that's going to want to blow their shit up.
Bro, Miami was extremely close to losing. They were losing the second half of that second playing game because let's not forget, they lost the first one to the Hawks. And then they go and they play the Bulls and they lose the first half. I mean, the Heat were literally minutes away from elimination, and now they're minutes away from the finals. It's crazy what is going on right now in Miami.
And Ed said this earlier in the week in the group, and I completely agree with him. The Celtics should have minded they fucking business and should have let Ime fuck whoever he wants to fuck. And now, because you guys want to fuck Ime, now you guys are fucked.
Yeah, they miss Ime heavily.
Mazzulla is getting fucking worked, and you could tell the difference. You could tell the difference because this was the same Eastern Conference matchup last year, and Boston worked them boys with the same exact team minus Brogdon.
I would say that
So what's going on?
The Celtics' big J's, Jason Tatum and Jaylen Brown, are not playing to the level that they did last postseason, though. Well, there is noticeably downward spiral in both of their games in the past few, and chemistry. You could see it on the floor. Well, they're not playing well together at all, and it's impacting everyone around them. The floor is so stagnant when they're on there together. They can't figure out that offense. It's almost like it's what everybody was worried about at first with this team, and then they overcame it. They went to the finals, and now all of a sudden it's like all of these real flaws are being showed now that you don't have Ime Udoka to mask them. So I don't know. I'm worried if I'm Boston about the future.
Well, I've been saying for years the Jaylen Brown and Tatum chemistry's been forced. Like, that's a forced.
I agree.
It just doesn't. Every time somebody's off, it looks like they're picking each other up, but they're really not. Like, you have to really watch them play.
Yeah. They don't help each other.
Yeah, Brown.
If you notice that, they don't help each other. Yeah. They just coexist with each other. And the problem is with Tatum and Brown, why it doesn't get past, they don't get a ring is because they're the exact damn near same player.
Nah, I don't think they're the same player.
They play the similar type of game.
They bring a lot of the same aspects of their game, like offensively.
Same build, damn near. You know what I'm saying? Like it's two of the same player in my opinion, and like you can only get so much volume between both of them, and whoever gets the volume better be the one that's hot. Or else that team is going to lose.
Here's what I thought when I watched that.
They do have a true point guard.
I mean, I really don't think Malcolm Brogdon's game is good enough to lead you in the NBA playoffs. Like, he was a sixth man of the year, sure, I guess. But looking at him, Marcus Smart, Derek White, none of these guys can get that done. And I think you need a great point guard in order to Jason Tatum.
What about when they had Kyrie and they had pretty much the same team?
Jason Tatum only played his rookie season with Kyrie Irving.
That's
Jaylen Brown never played on the same team with Kyrie.
Oh, well, I'm terrible for that.
Their lineup, the Celtics lineup is also bad too right now. I don't think Mark
them like with their Rob Williams thing. Is that what like the fact that they're
I was telling Andy,
Derek White and stuff like that? Like
I was telling Andy earlier, like Al Horford is going to get cooked by Bam all series, bro.
And usually Horford's the one that steps up on the defensive side.
He's not shooting good. Like,
his
shooting's been horrible, man.
His shooting's really, really bad.
A big key for the Celtics is their depth and how everybody can make a shot and how everybody can put something on their back to make it happen. And they have just not shown up. Any of them. None of them. None of them has shown up.
I personally think the lineup should be Brogdon, Jaylen Brown, Tatum, Grant Williams, and Roberts.
I mean, it's just really
tough. They can't shoot already. They
don't have any shooters, and that's
they don't have no shooters, so it doesn't matter. Marcus Smart is just out there, just
They don't have
getting
shooters.
baked regardless.
And then they play into Miami's game of this run and gun,
That's
shooting
not y'all.
constantly. Like they're playing right into Miami's cards every single time, and that's why you're down 3-0 right now because they have no identity on the court anymore.
So is it more of Boston being bad or Miami being extremely good?
No, it's honestly more on the coach. He's just getting out coached.
I would say because
It's literally because he's getting out coached. It's not.
Nah, it's a
not
little
the
bit more than that.
It's not the
It
players.
is the players too.
Nah, it's not the
It is the
players.
bro.
players.
I wanted to say that as well. I wanted to be like, oh, the Miami Heat are just, like they're just running through people. Everyone else is playing down to their, to the Miami Heat, and it's just the Heat getting their game off. But I got to give Miami their flowers at this point. Like we have no choice but to accept that Miami is here to ball.
They're fucking good,
they're
man.
good.
Like what the fuck?
I wanted to say because they had these, Kevin Love, Kyle Lowry.
They're not missing.
Bro,
They're not
They're just not
missing.
missing.
it's all fun and games until they're shooting 57% from deep. Like
They're not missing.
It's crazy. You thought Duncan Robinson, he was literally out of the rotation because he couldn't bring anything on the defensive side and his shooting wasn't good. And now he's shooting, 10 threes a game all of a sudden in conference finals. Like
Gabe Vincent has never done this.
No.
They're just on a good run.
I've never seen this from Gabe Vincent.
They're on a good
I've
run.
never seen this from Caleb Martin.
Bro.
I've never seen this. I mean, I've seen it a little bit from Strus, but not really. Like, I've never seen these sides of guys. I haven't seen this side of Kyle Lowry since he was on the Raptors. You know what I'm saying? There's just so many different things that is happening right for Miami. Yeah, Spo is coaching it up, and that's one of the biggest reasons. And Jimmy is Jimmy, but the supporting cast, they're not missing.
No Oladipo, no Hero. They're scary. I mean, the thing is, with Oladipo and Hero, I find them less intimidating. I don't know if that makes sense, but those are two guys that got paid and are somewhat on their heels a little bit more in comparison to these undrafted guys who are coming out here fighting for spots and fighting for bags. I mean, Max Strus is out here fighting because he's going to go into free agency this offseason and he wants to get paid. So I think the kind of hunger in these guys is really what's propelled them beyond everybody else in the playoffs thus far. Tatum is being far too passive in the fourth quarters of these games. I mean, part of that has to do with the fact that him and Jaylen Brown can't coexist. He's forced to just kind of play into everybody else's game. And like I said, they're playing right into the Heat's hands every single time. Every single time.
They need to get rid of Al Horford this offseason.
There's a lot of question marks around the league. I mean, I feel like a lot of role players around the NBA you could look at now after this playoffs, and you're like, does this guy contribute anymore on an NBA level? And I feel like Al Horford's one of those guys that we're like, is he over the hump now? Like, is he a bottom feeder essentially?
He still be on my roster, but he's just not going to work for the Celtics. Like, you can't have him at the 5, bro.
Yeah, I
He
mean,
gets baked at the 5 all the time.
Because like Al Horford's one of those guys, like he was on the Sixers. You know what I mean? When they were trying to get a ring a few seasons ago with the process. So he's one of those guys that kind of travels around. So
There's a lot of things that's going to happen. Like I said, there's a lot of movement that could go down this and next offseason. Could be really crazy. There's a lot of moving parts going on in the NBA. A lot of these teams that you see right now ain't going to look the same way coming this next offseason. There's going to be a lot of blowing up.
A lot of question marks.
A lot of blowing up.
A lot of question marks around surrounding the futures of a lot of NBA teams right now. A lot more than I can remember in the past few off seasons.
I feel like half of the NBA teams feel like they got to do something crazy this off season.
Yeah, there really aren't many teams with a true identity to what they want to do in the next season or two.
And I feel like certain teams are in a very good spot this off season to make a move. But we'll save that for the offseason.
Let's go back to the Nuggets.
Nuggets Lakers tonight.
We really didn't talk about them like that. But
yeah.
Jamal Murray's fucking cooking, man.
For real.
He's cooking.
That's my dog. I'm claiming Jamal Murray.
Struder doesn't know what the fuck to do out there.
My man. He made my prediction.
D'Lo's getting cooked.
D'Lo's getting fucking baked to hell.
Even Schroeder, who's known for being solid on the defensive side, bro, he's getting baked. Oh man, he's getting.
Well, they don't know how to guard the pick and roll, man. They don't know how to guard the pick and roll.
And they took that personally, right? Like Mike Malone said that the fact that after game 1, the whole story, even though the Lakers lost, was Rui Hachimura. They found something in that, and he they shut everybody right the fuck up,
bro. The Nuggets are them. Jokic never had these two guys healthy at the same time in the playoffs. It's always been something for the Nuggets these past coming years, and they were always the top 2 seed over the past 3 years.
They just got hurt with it, man.
But they just had bad luck. But now everything's clicking, right? Murray's going off. MPJ is healthy and contributing. And the thing about the Nuggets is that there's not one bad player on that team. I can't name you a bad player in the Celtics rotation right now. Not one.
Yeah.
Not one.
Bruce Brown
is probably the worst, and he's going off.
He's getting buckets,
KCP is going off.
I mean, like Bruce Brown. I don't know if you guys
Strapping
have seen
shit.
it, but
He's been doing this for years, though.
Did you see Lana Rhodes' story?
I was gonna say, exactly, like, if he's getting cheeks from Lana Rhodes, like that could explain the fact that he's getting buckets out here now. Like
but he might have a bad game tonight because she posted on the story this emoji.
Yeah, she was pinching his cheeks. That was crazy.
No, she said she was basically saying he had a little thing.
I thought
you know what I'm saying?
They were pinching his butt. But
no,
Bruce Brown, Christian. No, the picture. I'm pretty.
I
sure
mean, it is this on his butt, but like I don't know. Maybe it is.
Though. I don't know. If the kid is Bruce Brown's. I still think it's.
It's Blake Griffin's kid for sure, 100%.
The fact
she got ran through by the Nets.
Yeah.
KD killed it. Bruce Brown, Blake,
and he just got stuck with it.
I bet you Harden killed it while he was over there too. Shit,
Jeez.
that was all in the same time, all in the same thing.
Jeez, is Ben Simmons getting any?
I don't know about Ben.
Ben Simmons. GG's for Ben. Christian Braun, Jeff Green. I mean, yeah, these guys are all contributing, right? Like there have all been notable moments in this series where that guy has came in and given you good minutes. Can't say the same about the Lakers.
They just gotta let Jokic eat and just. If I'm them, I'm just letting Jokic eat and just stopping everybody else because he just kills them on assists.
It's going to be an interesting finals, Yeah. Jokic, just say, Silver doesn't pull a generational fucking fixing of a lifetime and somebody comes back from 3-0, but hey, you never know nowadays.
Lakers need to trade AD this offseason. Go get your picks or something, bro.
What would we have in the finals if it was Heat Nuggets, which it probably will be?
6.
I got Nuggets in 6 as well, but this could definitely go 7 in my opinion. The Heat could definitely win this series too if they're just as effective as they were with the last 2 matchups. But I still think the Nuggets are the better team, and the Nuggets will win this series.
Who's stopping Jokic, man?
Yeah, I don't, bro. It's just hard. It's really tough when Miami's playing.
They've been shutting stars down, man. I don't know.
Like Miami is playing a different level of basketball.
Stars they shut down? They shut Giannis
Tatum,
down.
Brown, Randall. No, what?
I don't know.
He shut Randall's ass.
All right, bro.
Jokic looking at Bam like a rotisserie barbecue chicken right now. Jeez, do we think so?
They're gonna have to stop everybody. They're gonna be able to stop probably everybody, but
I don't think the
Jokic.
Heat. Yeah, I don't think the Heat have enough wing depth aside from.
I don't think they have enough
Adebayo.
bench depth either for that.
Yeah, like who's gonna stop Aaron Gordon and MPJ? Because you got to have Jimmy Butler on Jamal Murray, right?
I think Aaron Gordon is averaging like almost 8 to 10 boards a game or something like that.
He's all over the place.
That shit's disgusting.
He's making hustle plays. He finally found a role.
That was his supposed role, and he was figuring it out. Now he knows all you got to do is hustle hard in this league, and you're gonna win.
You're gonna get a roster
hustle
spot
hard and grab the boards.
Kevin Love isn't athletic up with Aaron Gordon. Oh, just for men, Kevin
Love's injured though. I think he's gonna be out.
Yeah, he might be.
Someone is back. Yeah, someone is back.
Bro, they could get Tyler Hero back midway through the series.
I don't think that matters.
Potentially.
It's possible.
He won't be ready. All
right. So, shout out to my boy Melo, man. He just retired. It was a good run. We're gonna miss you. He didn't even play this year, so really, he's really been retired for a whole year. But he officially announced it today.
I'm sad he didn't get a farewell tour. He deserved that.
What was your favorite Melo memory?
Shit, bro. It has to be the Easter game against the Bulls.
60 in the Garden.
That game against the Bulls where he dropped the dagger on him.
Yeah, the 3-pointer. Especially because I was a really big Derrick Rose fan at the time, too. So, like, seeing them battle it out and then for my favorite team to still come out on top in a fashion like that. And I was only 11, so, like, I was going ballistic, bro.
There's a game that I really liked was when he went against the Thunder and he dropped like 53
Okay.
in the Garden. I want to say something crazy like that with like 14 rebounds. It was crazy. I was in Tampa at the time on vacation, and me and my mom were watching that, John, and it was fire. It was fire.
I mean, even like the Steph Curry game, right? The game that everybody thinks Steph Curry claimed his identity as like the Splash Brother when he gave the Knicks 57 points. Let's not forget.
We won
Carmelo.
that game.
Yeah, Carmelo had 40 in a dub that game.
Sure did.
So, I mean, there's so many great Melo moments. He's given so many of your favorite players buckets.
Yeah, my favorite moment was when he played Kobe in the Western Conference Finals. He was on the Nuggets.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was too young for that. Like, I'm sick that I couldn't grasp
Nuggets
it,
Melo with J.R. Smith in them was crazy.
Allen Iverson,
That was a
bro.
crazy bag. AI,
Chauncey Billups.
Kenya Martin,
Chauncey Billups. Yeah.
Billups. And it's crazy. All these players went to the Knicks later on and
Yeah.
joined up with them again,
Yeah. And,
which is except for AI. AI never made it, but all these other players did.
Pistons, you're retarded. Y'all can have like 5 rings.
yeah.
But you decided to
And he was a
draft
perfect fit.
Darvon Milicic, whatever the fuck
Like,
his name is.
Melo would have fit on that team. Literally, the only thing
Perfect. He would have been perfect.
All he had to do was be an offensive player. He didn't
Yeah.
have to do anything else.
They just didn't want him and Tayshaun Prince to coexist together. They didn't think that would work.
It would have worked. They could have put Tayshaun at the 4 and him at the 3.
Crazy.
They're stupid.
Yeah.
They're very dumb.
Yep. Darko season.
Darko. All right, let's move on from basketball. Let's talk about some boxing. Lomachenko loses to Haney in a very controversial decision. Once again, there's been controversial decisions with all these belt fights lately. Do you think it was justified, or do you think Haney really won, or do you think Lomachenko won? What do you think, Ed?
I think it should have been a draw.
Mm.
I don't think anybody. Yeah, I think it should have been a draw. To be honest.
That fight reminded me of Pacquiao Bradley.
Yeah.
I don't know if you've seen that.
Yeah.
Saw that fight a while ago, but like Pacquiao was just throwing punches at Bradley the whole time, just flurry, not really connecting, not really doing any damage, not like really hurting the boy. He was just running the score up, running the buckets up, and like I feel like judges can like see through that. And same thing with Haney as Bradley. He stood against those punches very well, and he countered, and he hit him with a lot harder, in my opinion. I think Haney won, which is, people think Lomachenko won because he just had more punches thrown and more punches connected. That's not what it's all about. And those are the same motherfuckers that be talking stats in other sports. Or, well, Russ does this, that, and the third. All right, but he also has 7 turnovers. You know what I'm saying? The same type of shit. And I don't know. I think Haney won. I don't care.
I mean, from what I saw afterwards, too, from the live feed, it really sounded as if there was a hesitation between when they had actually came up with the results and then announced the results, right? So there was apparently a little bit of a pause, and Lomachenko thought him and his camp had thought that they had won. Apparently there was a little bit of a celebration going on, smiles around, and then they announced apparently 2 minutes later, they announced it that he obviously lost and Haney had won. So I don't know. Is that like...
Here's the thing about boxing.
I don't know.
Here's the thing about boxing. If you're fighting a champion, right, and you're fighting somebody that has a bigger name than you, has a better record than you, you got to put him on the mat if you think you're going to win. At least once. You got to knock him down at least once. And that goes for anybody that's going for the belt. If you're going for the belt, you got to put that person on the mat.
Yeah.
That person has an advantage already in the boxing world. Mm-hmm. So if you want to fuck around with an undefeated fighter with the belt on the line and throw weak-ass punches and think you're just going to run the score up on the scorecard and win, that's not how it goes in boxing. Boxing is one of the most corrupt sports in the fucking world. It probably is the most corrupt sport in the world. And it's all, objective. It's all objective. Everything is objective. It's all the vision of the judges. And sometimes that vision gets blinded by dollars. Who knows?
Don't be
you know
on
what I'm
the
saying?
same promotion team. If y'all in the same promotion team, then it's like it's chalk because they're gonna want the champion to win.
Exactly. So you're gonna have to put boy on the mat, bro. And that's how boxing is. You gotta put bro on the mat if you're the underdog. Or else you're gonna lose that decision. Even if you outboxed him, you're gonna lose that decision. Straight like that, in my opinion. So future potential fights. I've been hearing a lot of who do we think Tank is gonna fight next?
He gets his
He's not gonna
pick.
fight for a while.
Yeah, he gets to sit back and watch everybody else duke
They
it
all
out
gotta
for
fight each
the
other.
top contender, right? I feel like
Yeah.
he's kind of kicking it.
I think this is like the time where he sits back and let the cards play. You know, let Haney and what's his face? Haney and Shakur Stevenson fight each other. Let Rolly and Ryan Garcia fight each other. Let Pitbull fight somebody. Let everybody that you are even somewhat close to fight and see who the best guy is and the most profitable guy is going to be. And then you pick that person. Because if Shakur fights Haney next and he beats up Haney, Haney ain't seeing no Tank.
Yeah.
That ain't happening.
Shakur beat shit out of Haney, though.
I think so too. Shakur Haney, I think Shakur wins. But like, I've been watching Shakur fight, and I'm a big fan of Shakur, but he's gonna have to tighten up if he thinks he's gonna even come close to Tank. He's gonna have to tighten up on defense. That's the only way I feel like Tank will lose is if he fights another fighter like him. He has to fight another fighter like him, and he's gonna have to get put down on the ground.
If it doesn't go to the decision, and it's gonna be a knockout 7.
Tank will never lose a decision.
Yeah,
as long as he's undefeated, he'll never lose a decision. In my opinion,
it would have to take a lot.
Like some knockdowns would have to happen, like 2 knockdowns to 0. You know what I'm saying? That's how he'll lose a decision. But other than that, man,
that's what I'm saying though.
But Shakur Stevenson does have the mitt work to make something happen a little bit. He can fight.
But have you ever seen Tank get knocked down though? Only person I see him get knocked down by was Pitbull.
Yeah. Pitbull.
Other than that,
I don't know. Well, like you said, Tank is a great defensive fighter.
He's so close to the ground already.
He's a technical.
It's hard for him to fall.
He's a technical fighter, and he's a counter fighter. So just like Mayweather was, you know, it's hard to beat those kind of fighters. Those kind of fighters are the best boxers because you can't hit them. You know what I'm saying? And if you do hit them, you're not hitting them with what you want to hit them with. You know what I'm saying? You're hitting them with pity pats, you know, with soft punches that he's letting you get off because he really don't care.
Because you're playing his game.
Right.
Miami Heat style.
So what about Chad Ochocinco? Thinking he could actually fight a Charlo twin.
Don't get me wrong. Ochocinco is yoked.
He's very, very athletic, very
that shit don't have nothing to do with
cool,
but
awesome.
That's what I mean. Like, know your role.
you got to get it the fuck together because at the end of the day, boy, Chad, you going against a professional boxer, not even Jake Paul.
Yeah, you're
like you saw what happened to Nate Robinson, against Jake Paul, and that's a YouTube boxer.
Yeah, no, you're just.
We're talking Charlo, okay? We're talking a Charlo twin, one of the top boxers in the world, bro. Bro, you're not no, Ocho. I know you can headbutt. I know you can, I know you're good at that, but as far as the mitts go,
no.
Bro, you're bugging. You gonna get killed in that ring, boy.
Yeah, that ain't happening. That's crazy.
All right, MLB.
Yes, sir. We're back in town.
Are the Mets and the Yankees back? NBA's winding down. They're like, all right, it's time for the big dogs to start kicking it up a notch. I mean, the Mets won 5 straight. They swept the Guardians. They went 2-1 on the Rays. So, I mean, I think for the Mets, everybody's back and the kids are playing. That's been the biggest difference. Buck Showalter had no choice but to bring up Vientos, but to let Beatty play and to let Alvarez hit, right? And on top of that, Verlander's back, Scherzer's back. Everybody's back.
Verlander had a good game.
And Verlander pitched a great game. Scherzer threw a great game against Tampa. So, I mean, I think we're here. Hopefully we're here. I'm not going to get too hyped because it's only a little 5-game streak. We're only up 2 games above 500 through like 50 games so far. So, like, we need to get it the fuck together fast if we think.
Everyone's still so close. Everyone's still so
it's 182 in the season, so it's not like
so crazy.
They're not even. They're like 1/4 through the season.
Yeah,
pretty much.
And still, like even the Braves only have 29 wins, so like they haven't even been anything too crazy to where the NL East is out of reach. So the Mets definitely have something they could work towards. And as far as the Yankees go, them as well, won 8 of the last 10. They're on a little 4-game win streak. They are 29-20. The Orioles, though, have 31 wins. The Rays, obviously, are 34-14. They're incredible.
I feel like the Rays